Should be good.
Oh, what? Oh, this? I'm surprised that you noticed. Self-inflicted. Oh, this. Oh, I can't believe you noticed, but since you asked, self-inflicted. Pretty much been editing with a torn retina this entire time. That's why the last video didn't do very well. I've been trying to do all of this with a torn retina and a broken arm and some torn tendons in my fingers. I went to the LeBron James of finger tendons, and we figured out how to get by, but they were amazed. They were amazed that I was able to accomplish as much as I did. You will never get to see a confirmation from an actual doctor that any of this is real. You will never get to see footage. What's that? This is on wrong. I went to the LeBron James of arm casts. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about.
Damn it, he needs surgery. Damn it, he needs surgery.
Well, that didn't take long, did it? Oh, the excuses came out real fast after another embarrassing loss. And maybe the saddest thing about it is that we were all ready and expecting it. It's standard. It's par for the course for Excuse James. It's not just that he's had excuses his whole career. It's not just that people have apologized for him or accepted his lame, embarrassing excuses. It's that they're getting extra absurd. I mean, a bunch of foot injuries that no one ever confirmed all season long, a tendon injury that was looked at by the LeBron James of foot doctors, an off-season surgery that probably isn't going to happen. We will never get to see proof. We're just supposed to forget that he used that excuse, kind of like no one ever saw any proof of LeBron James's hand being broken.
We did get a good glimpse at why he would eventually win a Razzie for bad acting, because he forgot in the press conference to even effectively make it look like he didn't have function of his quote-unquote broken hand.
Even if he did hurt his hand back then, you don't come out after you've been eliminated wearing your excuse. It's like, oh,
am I at a press conference? How did I get here? I guess I'll take out my headphones. I was going to listen to music, but somehow I ended up at a press conference.
Oh, I can't imagine why you're asking about this ridiculous cast that I haven't didn't need as I was leaving the court, didn't need while I was shaking hands or while I adjusted the chair or carried my props in here with me.
Didn't stop me from using my broken hand to illegally clear out. Didn't stop me from needlessly dunking.
Even if he did hurt his hand back then, but you just don't do it. It's not classy. It's weak. It's such a weak move. It's such a weak move.
The man is 38. The man is 38.
Hey, Udonis Haslem is 43. There's a reason he only played 10 minutes a game. That was 10 minutes more than LeBron should have been playing.
You know what a cool move is? The cool move is not drawing attention to your excuse and having it revealed later on that you were, in fact, playing with an injury. And you didn't want to be the guy who was whining about it. LeBron James is the exact opposite of that. Coupled with the fake modesty, like, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. After his tantrum that he threw after stepping on foot barely. I mean, the type of thing that happens to us every single night while we're out playing basketball, and he's slapping the floor and slamming the floor. He made a spectacle of the whole thing. And then he's like, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Pretending to be tough, pretending to be tough after putting on a tantrum like that. Speaking of tough, look, LeBron James is not a tough person. You don't do the tantrums and the flopping and the rolling on the ground and the grabbing of the face and the grabbing of multiple body parts as you're flying toward the referee, making sure that the referee sees, look, my eye, my head, my wrist, choose one, I'm falling. The fucking cramps, the fucking heat that somehow only affected him. You're amazing, tough, muscular, athletic LeBron James, the only one hindered.
I mean, he was playing against the San Antonio Cancer Ward, the ICU. Don't tell me. Don't tell me LeBron's competition was the toughest. These guys look like they're on death's door.
These are not the attributes of a tough person. So get the fuck out of here with this idea that LeBron James was playing on a torn tendon or an injured foot or anything of that sort. Not to mention the fact, guess what? Guess what? You don't do unnecessary show off dunks when you are playing on an injured foot and then blowing the dunk, by the way. This dude danced on his injured foot, feet. Can't even keep track of his injuries, which foot it was when. He was dancing the whole fucking season on the sidelines and fucking around during pregame. When he had his open court opportunities to score, he didn't lay it in. He didn't show any sign of trying to reduce impact on an injured foot. No. None of that existed. There was not a single indicator of any kind. And you LeBron fans want to be like, but that just shows you how tough he is. He went for the full dunk and the full flying. Yeah, he went for the full flying. He launched himself off of his bad foot during his flops. You know, Michael Jordan had a confirmed broken foot, and he fought to keep playing. The exact opposite of someone who doesn't have a confirmed injury and sits out anyway for as long as he can until he sees how his team is doing. And then he miraculously comes back and pretends as if his toughness is what overcame the odds of the injury. I don't really need to keep going on about this, do I? He's so embarrassing.
Or maybe I do. I tell myself that this is self-explanatory and I don't need to go on and on about the same thing, but then I remember that LeBron fans might be watching, which means that dumb people are watching and it needs to be spelled out for them. Michael Jordan's team started losing when he went out. There, right at the beginning of the season, you see the handful of wins, and then it's loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Holy crap. LeBron has given us multiple seasons in recent history in which when he goes out, his team starts winning. And when he comes back, they start losing. Making it even more remarkable is that LeBron's constant in and out fake injury shit makes it impossible for his team to develop chemistry. And yet they have so much talent that they're still able to win. Imagine what the Lakers could have done if that guy would have just stayed out. LeBron didn't heal, quote unquote heal, until he saw his team winning. Oh, he's like, oh, well, this team's good enough to drag my sorry ass across the finish line. Consider the contrast between MJ's return from a legitimate injury and LeBron's return from whatever the most recent excuse was toward the end of the season. MJ's team legitimately sucked, while LeBron's was stacked to the nines. MJ's team had little chance in hell. And we're going to be facing the number 1 seed Celtics, who would eventually be considered one of the greatest teams ever assembled, had the best record in the league that year, and would win the championship. That's what MJ came back to face. If LeBron saw that staring at him, he would have just stayed out. And for those of you who say that LeBron jumping and showboating and running during a game isn't a sign that all of this is fake and that he's just giving maximum effort, tell me what the point of leaving starters out during the preseason is if avoiding injury or avoiding aggravating an existing injury isn't a real thing. Tell me about load management. Tell me about taking starters out in the fourth quarter if that's not real. Okay? Because LeBron load managed all season, but then did unnecessary jumping and hopping and launching off of what are supposed to be injured legs, groins, abdomens, and feet and toes. God only knows what else he's going to tell us he's been suffering through all of these years. My final point comes in the form of a question. Do franchises not invest in the future? Do franchises not make off-season moves that are in the best interest of the future?
You know how you can tell it's not a real injury? The Lakers are a franchise that cares about winning, are they not? But you are going to hold on to a guy who sucked and has according to LeBron apologists, season-ending injury that he played through. But you're going to keep him. You know, it was a season-ending injury. He's going to require surgery, but absolutely no doubt whatsoever that everything will be fine. No doubt whatsoever. How do you not have any doubt at all that he's going to be hindered the following year? Not that he could play any worse, but from just the organization's standpoint, wouldn't it be more realistic if you were talking about, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't be getting rid of Anthony Davis or whoever they're going to blame and keeping LeBron James? If LeBron James is the one who supposedly is requiring surgery in the offseason, the stories just don't ever add up.